I hope I'm audible. Okay, thank you. I had a slight network glitch. Okay, so participants kindly note that there is a slight change in the upcoming session as our proposed resource person, Mr. Dr. Anand, had unfortunately met with a medical emergency. However, we are so glad to share that we could arrange an eminent resource person of the same competency at a short notice. So, sincere thanks to Ms. Geethu for accepting the session invite in such a short span. We deeply appreciate your understanding and cooperation. I welcome the resource person for the next session, Ms. Geethu, to this wonderful evening. Our next session is on unlocking the power of data, understanding data science, and its role in AI, which is handled by Ms. Geethu S, data engineer at Tata Consultancy Services, Kochi. We are delighted to introduce Ms. Geethu, an accomplished data engineer from Tata Consultancy Services with over 12 years of extensive industry experience in designing and optimizing scalable data solutions. She has a strong track record in building high performance data pipelines, enhancing ETL processes, and working with modern data warehousing technologies such as AWS, Snowflake, and Matlio. Her expertise spans data modeling, migration, reporting, and performance tuning. She is also actively expanding her focus to MLOps, applying her skills in predictive analytics, and implementing foundational machine learning models to solve real world business challenges. Prior to this current role, she served as technology lead at Infosys Technologies, technical lead at Birlasoft, and other roles in US technologies, etc. Ms. Geethu has collaborated with international teams delivering impactful and reliable data engineering solutions to clients across the US and UK. She is passionate about transforming data into valuable insights that support strategic decision making. So let's listen from her expertise in data science area. Welcome to the session, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you to the organizers for giving me such an opportunity. Let me turn on my camera.
Uh,
Am I audible?
yes, you are audible. And
Okay.
Geethu ma'am, can you kindly check whether you are able to present or we have to make a co-host? Because
Let me try.
otherwise, Anju ma'am, can you make her the co-host?
I
I'm
think I am able to present.
okay. Just try because I'm facing some technical issues from my side.
Is my screen visible?
Mm,
It shows a shared, but not sure.
exactly. You can share the presentation dot or
Yeah, I'm sharing my presentation right now.
I know it's actually the you can present it and present the that share the presentation window alone.
Okay.
Share that window alone.
Okay. Yeah, is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible now.
Okay, thank you for confirming. So, hi everyone. So, as ma'am said, I'm Geethu and I have 12 years of experience in IT industry. And I was fortunate enough to work in companies like TCS and Infosys, UST Global, etc. So I'll just so I have started my career as a database engineer, working on SQL systems and Oracle applications framework. Then I slowly moved into data engineering field where I have worked on ETL services and all. So I understand the participants here in this meeting are more uh, knowledgeable than I am. I'm just sharing whatever I have worked on with my 12 years of experience. So kindly bear with my flaws. So first of all, let me just give you a brief idea on how the data is growing on a day to for the past 10 years. I can to be exact. So in 2015, the world had generated almost around 15 to 20 zettabytes of data. And by 2020, it increased to almost 85 zettabytes. And then by 2025 end, sorry, I'm getting some echo.
Uh, Geethu, I'm stuck with some technical difficulty, so I'm unable to mute it.
No
Maybe I
problem. No.
think, okay, I'll be doing that.
Okay. Ma'am. So by 2025, this 85 zettabytes is going to be amounting to almost around 180 zettabytes. So the data increase is rapid and it is increasing second by second. So why data science is everywhere? So we have heard, to be frank, in my family itself, my father-in-law always says that everywhere he goes, he can see a data science board, data science and AI board. Every institute is offering that. So what is so important in that? That's what he always asks me. So what is data science everywhere concept? So if you see this cartoon, it is very clear that after analyzing all the data, they are not able to find anything useful. So even if the data science is everywhere, we talk about data science being everywhere. We talk about it transforming every industry. But still, let's be honest about what sometimes actually happens. It The data might be present, but the valuable insights are not. So what is crucial in this? So there is a the reality check is that the companies keep collecting massive amounts of data, but slowly realizing that that data was not of use. So that is one critical area. So how to tackle all these things? We'll go to onto the next slides and understand how it can be tackled. The second is collection and value. Even if the data is present on a large volume, sometimes we don't understand what data to extract, what data has to be used for this insight according to the customer needs. So this is a data science concept. Data science is seen everywhere, but it is not of use everywhere. That is one concept. The second is data science everywhere. As data science exists everywhere, every one of us has got access to the data, analytic tools, and we can tamper with the data so that it can contribute to a biased solution. So these are two negative sides of data science. Don't think that I'm starting off with a negative thing. I'll come on to the next part where I'll be explaining how data science can be implemented to give a valuable insight to the customer. So these are the three pillars, main pillars of data science. If you see at the left side, the three circles: computer science, maths and statistics, domain or business knowledge. These three are the three main pillars of AI. So we need computer science or IT for the data, for the technological aspect. We need math and statistics for the data science perspective, and we need domain or business knowledge so as to understand what data to use for what business insight. If a customer needs something out of data, we need to understand what the data is about, what kind of data the customer is looking forward to. The second is data science, machine learning, deep learning. These are all related to the AI pillar. So data science is the one which enhances the machine learning. Machine learning is nothing but I am pretty sure that I'll be teaching all the experts here, but just to give an overview, machine learning is to teach or to train the model to predict or classify a system. And then the deep learning, where we are using neural networks to do the same thing. And here we use data as the fuel, raw fuel for the AI. Without data, AI cannot work. Now, where does the AI and data science intersect? What is the relation between both? So we all know that data science all include all data collection, management, evaluation, application, and then when it comes data literacy, of course, because we need to understand what the data is about. And then it comes to the machine learning and data driven modeling, where we are applying the data science knowledge on to train the data or train the model and to understand the prediction or the classification based out of that model. And then this model is applied on top of AI so that all we can uh, introduce automation in with respect to AI without intervention of human brain. So these are few of the data science life cycle steps. First is the business understanding. Of course, we need to understand the client or customer needs. First, we need to understand the domain. Without understanding the domain, if we go ahead and collect the data, later we won't be able to justify, or maybe at the last step, the uh, business and analytics won't show the correct output. So first we need to understand the business, we need to understand what the client requires, and then we have to go into the second step wherein the data is extracted and the features or the variables whatever is impacting the output has to be understood and uh, selected. Feature engineering and data mining. So data mining is nothing but we are getting the data from any source, from using sensors or from websites, from cookie data. Those kind of things are known as data mining. Then comes the predictive modeling, where we are training the model using this feature selected, and then the output is given. Now, again, this predictive modeling and data cleaning works hand in hand. So, sometimes the data is cleansed before the predictive modeling, and sometimes based on the output, we clean the data so that the output can be further refined. And then comes the data visualization part, wherein we visualize the output of the data predictions so that the customer or the client does need not go back and look into the raw data. Instead, they can look into the output and understand what the business impact would be, or maybe the in the next 3 years or the next 5 years, where this data would lead that company to. So there are multiple data visualization tools which we will be looking into further, but to be starting off with, there are tools like Power BI, Tableau, etc. Then we have data exploration that are done by experts who knows the problem, and who knows how to look at the visualizations and understand, analyze the data, and get the inferences out of it. Now, this is the same thing that I have previously said. This is the raw data. Raw data can be in any form. It can be unstructured, semi-structured. So right now the data is in any form: photos, videos, Excel sheets, JSON files, PDFs. All these are different formats of data. But these has to be processed properly so that the correct feature can be selected. So what features will impact the output of that prediction model? That has to be selected within the feature selection. And then when it comes to the model ready data, after cleansing and pre-processing steps, it is fed into the high performance AI model so that it can act as a standalone product. Now, these are few of the data extraction technologies used in data projects in various IT companies. So, if you see, as I said before, there are multiple types of data. Structured data like Excel sheets and the CSV files. Those kind of file, those kind of data can be extracted using JDBC or ODBC connectors. Right now, I think they are not being used that much. Only in transactional systems, like in banking systems, they are using it. Apart from, because it is not real, they are not used for analytical purposes. So transactional data currently are using JDBC or ODBC connectors. Then CDC, change data capture, is just to understand what data has changed in the these are relation databases: Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, and SQL servers, wherein structured data is stored. So if any record in any of these databases has changed, only those kind of records will be moved to the unit. we need not move the entire traffic into the central system. Then native SQL queries where we are running a select query and pulling the data out of these systems. Then we have PDFs, images, web pages, social media streams. These are unstructured or semi-structured data. If you see documents, we have a structure, but it is not entirely, cannot be put entirely into a tabular structure. So that is not a semi-structured data. So those kind of data can be pulled from the source using OCR, optical character recognition, web scraping tools like Python or Selenium. So there are web scrapers available like open source. So that can be installed on a web page and those data can be extracted. Then REST or SOAP APIs and NLP systems which can extract um, data from these unstructured or semi-structured data. Then we have real time or batch. So when it comes to real time or batch, we usually use the cloud systems or IoT sensors as well. But IoT sensors in turn uses cloud systems to store the data. As it is real time, it has to be very fast. So we take the help of Kafka Connect, Flume, Scoop, stream processing APIs. These are all services provided by cloud services like Azure, AWS, or GCP, Google Cloud. So, and also Hadoop is yet another system which usually works on uh, MapReduce systems. So these are also along with this, there is something else which has that is not real time data, which we can also use AWS Kinesis, which extracts data from all these systems. We can it is not real time data. We are not so when I say real time data, it is something like a trading data. So trading data is something which happens every second. So if any one of you have worked or have invested in shares, when you are doing the trading, the value of that money changes every second. So the data also has to come to the database, or sorry, so to the central data lake at that speed. So for that, these cloud systems are used. But AWS Kinesis is used to extract data, not at real time, but you can use that to extract data from various data sources. Then we have cloud ETL services. ETL is nothing but extract, transform, and load. So we extract the data from the source, transform it on the go, and load it to the central data lake. I can explain to that in the next slide so that everyone is, the step by step. So AWS Glue is one, Azure Data Factory, Google Cloud Data Flow, Snowflake or Redshift. Snowflake is an uh, the data warehouse connector, so it has connections to all these cloud services as well. So this works as a data warehouse, but we can also run analytical tools on top of that. So Snowflake is very trending right now. So these are the steps of ETL framework. So some of the ETL tools are like SSIS, Microsoft SSIS, Informatica, Matillion. I'm sure you people would have heard about some ETL process. So what happens is we extract the data from the data sources. So these data sources, these are limited. So these are databases. Sorry. See, these are databases, ERP systems, web events. There are multiple data sources that can be used. There can
Ma'am,
be
you would like to have a question, Ms. Delmi? Any questions? Okay, I think either you can continue just accidentally.
okay. So what we do is we from the data sources we extract the data, then we transform it. So what does transform mean is maybe from one data source the data might be coming in as a JSON file. From one data source it might be coming as a CSV file, and from one data source it might be coming as maybe a text file or maybe a gzip file. So what happens is in transform phase all these data coming from various sources, it has to be transformed in such a way that it has a unified format. For example, from this data source, the date is coming as DDMMYYYY. And from this data source, the date is coming as YYYY format. But I need to transform it in such a way that both the date formats are the same. This is just one example of transform. So I transform the data so that it is standard form. It is in a standard form, and then I load this data into the data warehousing, which can be Snowflake or Netezza or mm, any other data warehousing systems, or even S3 buckets as well. We can do the same thing in S3 as well. When we are using AWS Glue, we can transform and load these data into as CSV files or into S3 AWS S3 location. Then this data, when the data which is already transformed, this data on top of this data, there are two ideas. One, data science related models can run on top of this. ML models can run on top of this data, and then the predictions or the output can be transferred to the BI tools. So BI tools will be Power BI or Tableau, wherein we can see the picturized visualizations, the bar charts or dashboards, wherein we can see picturized version of all these data, so that the inferences can be made very easy. The second way is on data warehouses. We can directly pull the data out of it if it is a direct maybe if there is a sales table, for instance, of a company has a sales data in this. We need not apply any model on top of that. I need to see whatever data or whatever sales has happened during the last year. That data I can pull it into the BI tools, and again I can visualize it. So here anything can happen. The analytics tool can happen. The machine learning models can be applied. Everything can be applied in this portion, data warehousing. Now, coming to EDA, exploratory data analysis in data science. So, what all things are being considered in data science? So, we collect the data. As suggested, we collect the data from various data sources using various data extraction methods as specified in the previous slides. Then we clean the data. So again, when we are collecting the data or when we are cleaning the data, we need to understand what the data is about. Without understanding the domain, if we are collecting and cleaning the data, maybe some valuable data has gone. For instance, there might be some records. For instance, there is a number column. I mean, there is a column like not sure. There is some numerical column, and it has value 0. And by seeing value 0, I am just deleting that record because it is not of use. But maybe that 0 means something else in that domain. Maybe that is very important in that domain while pulling this report. So we need to understand the domain first before cleaning the data. Then comes the data profiling, wherein we have to, so when we are pulling the data from a particular data source, there can be multiple verticals of the data. For instance, for one of the projects that I was working on, there is code data, there is contract data, which for which the contract was declined or rejected. Then I have accepted contracts data. Then I have the pricing data. So there are multiple verticals of the data which are being pulled. So we need to profile the data, what data we have to take, then we have to do the feature analysis and everything. Then the model has to be set. So if you see this small diagram, this is scatter plot. So it shows that the further the data points, these data points or these features won't impact the output. So those features need not be selected into the feature selection. And then we do the model univariate analysis and bivariate analysis, and then the visualization and interpretation. So I wanted to very recently Mahindra had come up with an EV plant. I believe the place name is Chakan, where it is in Pune. And what they did, they had implemented all AI in their entire unit, building unit, EV unit. So what are they have come up with is AI driven quality assurance. So using CV, the computer vision, Uh, they took images of all the parts which are assembled, and they try to understand if there is any quality issues in the products that were assembled. And sorry, the assembly of the parts also was done using AI by automated robots. So these things were done entirely on AI, and this was in the news very recently. Then came Then came the battery assembly and testing. Again, likewise, the assembly of the parts. Likewise, the battery assembly is also very important. We need to understand whether the battery has been placed correctly, and whether it is tested properly. It is having the correct charge or giving the correct throughput to the cars. Then comes the energy demand forecasting. Okay, again, EV. We all know that it was made for sustainability, sustainability. But we need to understand how much energy would be required for the future EV cars. Like how much EV cars should be manufactured in order to, the supply chain, to understand or to mm, cater to the supply chain thing, and also to understand how much energy would be required, the electricity would require to charge these EVs. These all predictions can be done at the same Chakan EV plant. Okay, this is one of the projects that I have worked on. I have worked for one of the, due to some data compliance issue, I won't be able to take any of the client's name, but I can give you all the details on whatever we have done. Not the data, even I could not give you a screenshot of the any data because of we have a non-disclosure agreement with the client because of the data sensitivity. Okay. So I have worked before one of the energy providers. So what they do is they provide energy in terms of gas, electricity, and also renewable energy. So electricity from renewable sources. So there are three categories. So they provide electricity and gas for homes and businesses as well. So, but when we say energy provider, they are not the sole energy production house. So, what they do is they have multiple vendors. They sell their energy. They produce the energy and they sell it to this energy provider. So, this will be the parent energy provider, and there will be multiple child energy providers. So, what they do is this parent energy provider, they get into a contract with the child energy provider. So the same thing when it so in India, when we talk about all these tenders and everything, right? So they call for a quotation. They ask for a quotation. Okay, how much energy will you be able to give for this price? So based on that quotations, they will be able to and understand like with which energy provider they have to get into a contract. So first, the quote data will come. So I am just trying to give you an idea on what all data we are trying to capitalize on. So there are quote data which is coming from this energy provider. Then the contract gets accepted. It means that the accepted contracts will have a start date and end date as accepted in the contract, and then there is once the contract starts, there are multiple segments, like are you going to provide me electricity, or are you going to provide me gas, or are you going to provide me electricity uh, from renewable sources. So these kind of data all, so when you take a particular client, there are multiple verticals of data. This is one side of it. And the second side of it, so this is one data source I'm talking about. From one data source, I'm getting all these uh, agreement related data. From the second data source, I am getting, okay, I got the energy, I'm giving it to homes and businesses. I need to understand what is the trend, like how much energy is being used by homes. So from this energy provider, I have took maybe 20 units of energy, and maybe I'm only able to distribute maybe 15. So the left of 5, I'm not able to utilize it properly. So those kind of data, I am getting it from the different data source. But these two systems, the different data sources are having same data. I mean, different data, but it amounts when it has to be reported into the final stage. I need to collaborate both of them. So I need to understand, or there should be a central data system wherein I can collaborate both data from both the sources, understand what is impacting what, and uh, based on that, I can take inferences from the output. So if you see, there are customer engagement services like data inputs using sensors, weather. So even the if you say the in foreign countries, so this is one of the energy providers, or major energy provider in Europe. So they have very intense winter season. So during this winter season, they have to heat their homes. So during that season, the electricity consumption will be very huge. So this weather also impacts. So this is actually an important feature in predicting how much electricity should be used in a household. So likewise, we have different data which is coming from. I won't be able to explain each and everything because I am only working on three of these data sources. So this is one of the case study for which one of the projects for which I have worked. So this is one of the reports that I am currently working on, and the data visualization is currently happening on Power BI. So and also the technologies which we are currently using is AWS Kinesis, and also different data systems like Hops, and there are multiple data systems which we are using, and also we are using Matillion as the ETL tool. Snowflake is also used as used in central data lake. Then we have data syncs marketing attribution project. So this is one of the project, very interesting project when I have worked on. So while working on this project, I understood whatever is happening. So when we scroll through our social media like Facebook or Instagram, we see many ads, right? So where we have the option to click shop now, and it takes us to the website. So what happens is whenever we are clicking that ad, it is taking, so that click is so when we are purchasing say I am going to Amazon and I am buying some product. That click that is actually not the product type. So for instance, I can start from starting. Um, when I'm going through my Instagram reel, I see an ad on Christmas decor, and I click on that shop now, and that click is taking me to the customer website, and then I am buying that stuff. I might buy that stuff or I might not buy that product. So what happens is whenever I'm clicking this shop now, this product owner is actually paying marketing fee to the platform. So to the Instagram, this marketing, the product owner is actually paying. Maybe not every product owner is paying that, but if you take Facebook for instance, if you see the ads, or if you go to the YouTube, the main revenue for YouTube is actually ad placements. If you see, if you are seeing a movie, it might come in between. It's like suspense scenes, it will come, and if you click that, so all these kind of things, it is actually the product owner or has to pay that price to the marketing team. So if that product owner has to give that much amount for each click, whether it is getting converted into an actual purchase or not, if it is like that, if without knowing if it is getting converted into an actual purchase or not, it is actually a loss. So we need to pay for the actual clicks, or we need to place the ad in such a way that that click will actually lead to a purchase. For instance, I am scrolling through the Facebook, I saw a shoes by Nike or Adidas, and I am clicking on shop now from that website. I am going to the website and I'm just scrolling it. Okay, I saw that the shoe price is 2,500. Then I went into the Amazon thing. I searched for the same product. I got it for like 2,200. 300 rupees margin I got. Okay, then I bought it from Amazon. It actually led to the purchase of that product. That ad actually led to the purchase of that product. but it was not directly through the product website as such. So that is what is known as last touch. So what is actually causing that purchase happen? So how do we? So what we did is to understand whether that click is getting converted into a purchase. When we get into a contract, so I cannot disclose the client's name, but when we got into a contract with this client, we put a piece of code into their website. So whenever someone goes to that website and purchases something, that user's cache data will get accumulated or will be collected. So usually our click data is usually collected by Google DoubleClick. So this is a vendor who actually gave those data to us. We had a piece of code in the user's website, and those cache data we used to accumulate. And on top of that cache data, we used to understand how this purchase happened. So is it through the ad that we had posted on the social media, or is it through like okay word of mouth? Maybe maybe that customer had thought for a like long time and then directly went to the website and bought it. So those kind of that cache data we used to get it. Same feature selection and data transformation we used to do. Run the data science models on top of this data, and then we used to understand. Okay, this product was purchased using this click from this page. Okay, then it is beneficial. So, say for instance, I am posting an ad in Facebook, and someone is clicking on that ad, but it is not actually converting into a purchase. So I need not. I'm completely wasting my money on marketing that ad in Facebook. So what happens is correct placement of campaign. So where I have to place my ad, that kind of decisions are made. And also, this is just one scenario where we were taking cash data. The second thing is there are few products wherein we get the data through surveys, because some products they see. I believe everyone would have seen Naptol. There is a program in TV. It shows various products and they sell those products, right? So sometimes what happens is, I mean, it is not. I'm just saying an example. It might not be a valid company product, but there can be say there is an Apple show and they say that okay this Dell, this there is a Dell laptop and this we are selling it for this. So the Dell is a very valid or very prominent player in computer area. So what they do is uh, so we won't be able to track whatever is being shown in the TV. We won't be able to, okay, if a customer has seen the TV ad and then went to purchase that ad, sorry, purchase that item, we won't be able to understand. That's when there are key companies who do the survey like Nielsen. Nielsen is one of the key players in doing surveys about all these things, and these data are being given to data marketing attribution projects. And we, on top of that, we have a completely different algorithm, which is known as top-down algorithm. That algorithm is again data science algorithm. I won't be able to disclose whatever steps are happening in that, but this is the overall. So those data science models are run on top of these data, and again we are trying to understand whether it was through the TV data or online media. So these are all, and also we can actually segregate based on this cache data and based on all these data we can understand uh, few other details as well, like where this for instance, if you take a sweater, this sweater the sweater, the woolen sweater, it won't be that much successful in Kerala because we have a very summer, I mean, very huge, heavy summer, and we do not have that much intense winter. So what happens is demographic patterns also impacts all these data. So if I want to sell a maybe okay baby onesies, I need to target the parents of maximum 1 to 3 years old. I need to understand, okay, who are all the parents. So all these data collection happens, and based on that, the particular output is generated. So this actually leads to um, correct, I mean, correctly investing the money on whatever area is required, not wasting money on everywhere. So it is like efficient use of money. Yeah. So this is one of these projects that I have worked on. So, what is the current trend in IT services company? So, I'm talking specifically with IT services, service-based companies like TCS. So, there are two types: IT service-based as well as product-based companies. So service-based companies uh, 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 get in contract with the client, and whatever the client asks, we do it from. It's like kind of an outsourcing. So we do all the tasks that they give us, but that IT product based companies is they develop their own product, and then they using that product they service the other clients. So that is IT product companies. So what is the current trend in specifically in IT service based companies is agentic AI. So what agentic AI? So here when I say agentic AI, there are two terms that can be confused. One is AI agents and second is agentic AI. So AI agents is nothing but it is an autonomous system, autonomous tool, which can actually which can actually do predefined tasks. So, for instance, send a mail, or for instance, I am saying, okay, send a mail to this person. So that system just sends the mail. If I ask them, okay, write a paragraph about this, maybe that AI agent won't be able to cater to that requirement. So what is the difference between AI agents and agentic AI is AI agents are standalone products, but agentic AI, what they do is they communicate with multiple AI agents. So there's a very simple multiple AI agents, and they cascade the task to according to the requirement. They cascade the task to whatever AI agents we require. For instance, AI agent, I am giving a prompt like. Um, uh, draft a mail or draft a birthday message to my mom. So it will give me, okay, happy birthday, mom, something like that, that sort of message. But if I say to the AI agent that, okay, plan a birthday party for my mother, it will just give me that all the, maybe when you give it to the chat GPT, it will give, okay, you can plan these, you can plan balloons, you can plan the decoration like this, you can select a venue, all these things it will give, all the steps it can give. But when it comes to agentic AI, if I give the prompt like, okay, plan a birthday party for my mom, it will actually go to, or this agentic AI, it works on a central module, it is known as model context protocol. So what it does is it selects the model based on the context. Okay, I need to understand. Okay, when is the birthday? I need to schedule the calendar. So it goes, the agentic AI selects the particular agent which is actually scheduling the calendar. Then it comes to booking the venue. Then it comes to the central unit again, and it, okay, checks, okay, which one is good in communicating with an external source, or communicating with the hotel, and then booking a reservation, those kind of things. So the entire task will be handled by the agentic AI. So this is a current trend in IT service companies. So why it is happening is, so the client needs faster results. So right now, faster results in the sense, right now, how what is happening is the client talks to the business analyst or the BA who is directly talking to the client, get the requirement, and then it comes to the developers or the managers who are working on the project, and then we develop the system. But in case of agentic AIs, there should be only one person who has to give the correct prompt, or not one person. I'm just saying they should decide, okay, what all agents should AI agents should work in this case. What should be the core agentic AI which should work, and then they just give prompt saying that, okay, I need this for the client. okay, give the results. It will be very fast. So what they do is, and in this case the clients pay for the token. So if you go to NLP as well, in LLMs as well, uh, it is based on the token. How many tokens are being given as input and how many tokens are given as output. This is actually the base of the payment done by the client. Now, again coming to LLM, LLM is again, it will not automate the process. Instead, agentic AI will automate the process. So first point is shift to autonomy over augmentation. So autonomous agent will get a high level goal and independently plan, reason, execute, and iterate to achieve using steps. Now, self-healing IT operations. There are multiple companies who are opting this, so that there is a server issue, and it will automatically detect that the server is down or server is having some issue, or maybe some network issue or something. It will automatically reboot the server so that it can be rectified. So there it can, the AI agent has to be trained for that, but there are companies currently using this technology. Then autonomous software development, as I said before, we can just give the prompt and it will maybe create a website. I believe there are currently online systems as well who they are. Uh, if we give a prompt, they will create a website and give it to us. This is known as actually agentic AI. So autonomous software development, and then end-to-end service and specialized tooling. So uh, so when we are saying ERP systems, CRM, customer relationship management, and financial APS, so multi-step customer service request. So if I need to raise a complaint, maybe I can, like maybe it works as a workflow that I can give it, okay, raise a request for this so and so, and maybe or the entire workflow is being handled by the agentic AI, including resolution of the issue. So these are few of the future trends in data and AI. Generative AI, edge computing, and quantum computing. Generative AI, as you know, it is not about prediction. It generates the data. So, instance, the prediction and classification models, it actually identifies whether an object is what. Maybe if you show a picture of a dog, it will identify it as a dog. But in generative AI, if you give a prompt like, okay, generate an image of a dog, it will generate an image. The recent example or the recent trend which we are seeing currently is Nano Banana by Gemini. Then edge computing. Edge computing is nothing but there are various IoT servers, or sorry, sensors, or various sensors which are being currently implemented at various sources, and then the data is taken from all the sources and um, kept in a central system, and based on that, predictions are made. Then the quantum computing. So, what are the different challenges and ethical consideration? Balancing innovation with responsibility. So, innovation is one thing, but to consider innovation without the privacy and ethics is not at all reliable. If we know, we have recent, there are multiple ethical issues when we talk about AI. One is, if you remember, there are like the human replacement. Very recently, there was a trend for uploading Ghibli art. So we used to upload images, and the systems. I think it was Gemini itself. It used to generate Ghibli art with respect to the image that is uploaded, and because of that, a Japanese artist, the Ghibli artist, he had come forward and complained about this. He said that the authenticity of the art is missing, and the art should come with it from within, from all the sadness, from all the happiness of the human minds. It should not be automated uh, using a non-human mind. So that is one ethical, or where to put a stop to AI, we won't be able to know, because right now AI is learning from each and every data. Even we have research saying that it is even without feeding the data, it is now capable of extracting data from various sources and learning on its own. It has started, and soon there will be a phase. There will be a phase when AI starts um, dominating us. That's the worst fear that we have. The second is data privacy issues. So when we handle a client in IT industries, we get into a non-disclosure agreement with the client saying that okay, this data we won't be sharing with anyone, and we won't be able to copy and paste it from that. We would have a different remote system from where we won't be even able to copy and paste the data outside. And there are the data which the client will give us, it is completely classified in the sense uh, it will be already labeled as okay, this data you can use for this purpose. This data can, if I am using, say they have given a data and I am using it for some other maybe training purpose or my individual project purpose, within the remote desktop I am just I have some sources or I have some maybe Visual Studio, and I am trying to using the same data, I am trying to run a code or something that is actually against the policy. I won't be able to use any of the data that they provide unless it is specifically written in the project document. So there is a document which we get into, and in that document we have particularly they have mentioned all the data that they will be giving us. It will be listed, and all the purpose of the data and how it should be handled, what should be the archival period, like once the data comes into a system, if it is processed and if we have got the proper insights from that data, that data has to be archived, or it should go to into deep archival of the system. So these are all automated systems that we have implemented according to the client things. So privacy is also there are, when we are getting into contract with very sensitive clients, they uh, they can give some like personal identification number. So when we get into contracts with US companies, banking institutions, or some one of the client is Equifax. So they used to give us actually the social security number, which is a very big thing in US. So if we have the social security number of a person, I can actually track everything about that person. It's like our Aadhaar. It's not entirely like our Aadhaar card, but it completely links even to his financial status. I can know how much amount he has in his bank account, how much does he have any criminal records. All these details I can get it from the social security number. So these data will be masked, and also there are some data wherein I can see the credit card number of that particular person. So there are compliance protocols which has to be maintained in these cases. And also when it comes to privacy, there have been many speculations saying that when we are uploading our image to the systems, AI systems, these photos are being used for training purposes, and it can actually impact us because very recently I've seen many videos saying that the AI is actually able to predict the moles on the body parts and all. So it is very scary. And also there is another part of it when specifically talking about Gen AI. Uh, there is a particular issue. I'm sure everyone knows about it. I'm just talking about one incident. So Deloitte recently faced a backlash from Australian government. So they were working for one of the projects with the Australian government, and they actually used Gen AI to create a report for them. So, but what happened is when they created that report, the amount which was given, or the facts which were given in that report were very over exaggerated, and the Australian government actually they fined millions of dollars from Deloitte. So it actually sparked an argument saying that Gen AI should not be used in IT service sector. This was actually caused by hallucinations, but there were not uh, enough uh, uh, data monitoring from Deloitte side. And there is another issue. So when we are using agentic AI, there are cases when again, agentic AI is also doing the same task. So when we are giving it a prompt, it is actually going and doing some task. But in that task, there might be some information which, so when there are two types of, we are giving an input. So when we are giving an input, before giving it to the agentic AI, we should understand, or there should be some system. It should actually understand, okay, is there any privacy or ethical issues or any data related issue, or personal identification indicators which are there in that data, which should not go to agentic AI. Such a software is guardrails. So we can implement guardrails to check whether no PII data is going into the agentic AI, and also from agentic AI, no PII data is coming out as output. So these are few of the challenges and ethical considerations. So right now we are in such a state that we are not able to put a boundary on the AI innovations, because most of the AI systems are open sourced, and more everyone is not very much authentic to the data, or not aware of what all bad things and good things can happen. So it is always uh, good to know about the data and balance innovation with responsibility. Thank you.
If anyone have any queries, please put in the chat box.
Or if anyone have any queries, you can just unmute and ask. Geethu, can you just detail on the difference between the applications of agentic AI and AI agents?
Okay. So when we say AI agents, this will be a standalone tool. For instance, when we are taking a chat GPT system, or LLM system, it will only cater to the particular requirement. For instance, if I the same example, if I am giving it as plan a birthday party, it won't be, it will just give me the steps. Those steps won't be executed. For instance, I'm sending the prompt like plan a birthday party and on this date, and this chat gpt will give me, okay, on this date it falls on a Sunday or something. uh, uh, First step, book a venue. Second step, decorate the place. Third, invite guest. All these steps it will give, but it will not take actionable items, or it will not automate the system. But in case of agentic AI, it has a central unit where it has model context uh, protocol, sorry, model context protocol. So it knows what model to take for what context. So what it does is, when I'm giving it as plan a birthday party, it will go, okay, go to the, okay, first step is we need to schedule a birthday party. It will go to the calendar, it will schedule the birthday party. Second is we need to book the venue. Then it will decide which agent to call. It will go to that particular agent, and that individual AI agent will actually communicate with a chatbot, agent, or sorry, I got distracted for a minute. Sorry. Um, so it will go to the AI agent, and the AI agent will get in turn touch with the hotel people or someone to get the book the venue, and then invite the guest. Then it will automatically send the again the model context protocol, it will, that engine again will call another AI agent. It will send an email to all the invitees. So all these steps, if you give a single prompt, it will actually make the steps, and it will automatically do all these steps without interference of human. So that is what is the difference between AI agents and agentic AI. Hope I'm clear on that.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Geethu. And one more question: some techniques on handling missing data values while doing data cleaning.
Again, as I said before, there are, when we work on various projects in IT industry. So this is all based on how the data has to be handled. Everything is based on the client, because they know that their database. So sometimes the client comes and tells me, okay, there are scenarios when there are some dates missing. So they'll tell, okay, if the date is missing, you can give it as a high date. High date is nothing but a very future date, like 2019 and 0101. You can give it like that. So those kind of missing data, we will handle it in the ETL transform logic. So in Matillion, there is a provision where we can actually give, okay, that if that field is coming it as null, then I can give it as a higher date. Or some other client might say, okay, if that is maybe there is an amount column and it is coming as null, and it might, they might come up and say, okay, this is the pricing, and it is the default pricing for this is 100 euros or something. You can update it with default value 100. So this is all based on the client data. Um yeah. And if you are asking about so if you are asking about some missing value, so normally when we use machine learning techniques, we usually take the mean or the middle value and update those missing records. That is one of the. But when we are handling client data, usually what happens is they come up with some values and they give us the values, because otherwise when we are taking the mean value, it might actually alter the entire value when it comes to the output.
Okay, thank you, Geethu. So I think the coordinators can go up with the winding up session.
On behalf of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at TocH Institute of Science and Technology, we would like to express our sincere gratitude for your excellent session during the AICTE ATAL sponsored 6 days online faculty development program. Your talk, Unlocking the Power of Data, Understanding Data Science and its Role in AI, was incredibly informative and engaging. We particularly appreciated how you used the real life examples to illustrate the exploratory data analysis and data science process cycle. This approach made the information incredibly engaging and helped to connect theoretical concepts to the practical applications. We also valued your session on future trends and ethical considerations. The insight you shared as a data engineer provided valuable context for the attendees regarding the practical applications and future data science in its modern world. Your contributions significantly enriched the FDP program. Thank you once again for sharing your expertise and time with us, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for this
And
opportunity.
as a token of gratitude from TocH, we would also like to present a virtual memento to Ms. Geethu. Actually, it was a very short notice, and thank you so much for taking up our invite and giving such an informative session for us. So, thank you, Ms. Geethu, and this is just a token of gratitude from us.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you everyone for inviting me for this.
So, I think with that, we can conclude the session. Thank you, participants, for joining today's session. Tomorrow we'll be having again two sessions from the same timing, 6 to 9. And kindly join on time. We'll be sharing the details and updates in the WhatsApp group as well as through mail. The link is shared in the WhatsApp group as well as in the chat window. You can just click and give the session feedback for today. Thank you all. Thank you for joining with us. Coordinators, kindly stop recording.